everyone, this is Darker Update. I regret to inform that this will not be the usual light-hearted video. For anyone wondering why I haven't been streaming, it's mainly due to my Ethernet cable being too small to be able to reach my PC from the other side of the house, because they decided to drill it from the other side of the house. My college work, and also, most importantly, this incident. Today, I will be exposing a trusted person deep within my community, and a family-friendly, take a look at family-friendly for a minute, content creator within his own community. As you can imagine, for the safety of my community, and for Jim's community to have a more open perspective on the deplorable person Jim is, I must inform you. As I'm the only remaining person with a platform who is willing to speak about this, without it all being washed away, I have to speak, pretty much. The unbiased truth of this situation, regretfully. So this is the truth of the Jim Jammin in your face incident. This is basically the truth of Jim Jammin in your face. All evidence will be in the Google Drive in the description. All audio files will be free to use in the description. And it is not monetized, because this is the most serious video I've ever made on this channel. I can't monetize this. As much as I'm greedy, I can't. It's really that bad. So, let's begin. Breaking the Silence by Darker Update. But first, who is Jim Jammin in your face for anyone that is not very much aware of recent affairs on this channel? Jim Jammin in your face is a 15-year-old variety YouTuber from the UK, who I've collabed with in the past year on Fall Guys streams. Jim is mainly known for his Fall Guys streams, commentary videos, Minecraft, and he's done many other games, such as Roblox, Pizza Tower, etc. He has also been recognised by massive Fall Guys content creators such as Stentric, who has 217,000 subscribers, and Jose, 22,300 subscribers. As you can imagine, he has quite a deal of influence, and this is why I have to make this video. The situation. On Tuesday the 12th of September 2023, at 8:35 PM, an anonymous account sent an image of Jim asking an 11-year-old American girl with the online alias of Blue Skies. The account is currently deleted, as will be shown later in the PowerPoint presentation, as well as higher quality 1080p versions of these screenshots, and also proof these are actual screenshots. This is a real situation. This is not an allegation. This is real. The fact that he has not been punished more severely for this incident is deplorable. And he literally asks an 11-year-old girl, bear in mind he's 14 at the time, if they touch themselves. Can you imagine being a year 6 girl and having like a year 9, basically year 6, that's prep school, that is like middle school, and someone from high school is trying to groom you? Think about it for a minute. This screenshot dates back to over a year ago now, before Jim met Mao and started dating her. I found this was one of the excuses he was using. And this screenshot was taken by Jim Jammin in your face himself. These are not fake. This is him, his account. You can even check his account right now. This is him. This is him. You can even tell that by the fact that his details are not showing on the other side, on the right side of his username. This is him. Some more screenshots. Higher quality versions of these screenshots will be provided later in the PowerPoint and in the Google Drive doc. What was Jim's response to this initial situation? Jim had resorted to lockdown and private most of his socials due to this. After Jim discovered what was happening, his mental health began to break down. Apparently. So he proceeded to keep the situation quite vague and used the narrative of defamation, it being fake screenshots designed to harm his reputation. Despite him confessing his love to his fanbase, he decided to ban many of his Discord servers, the fish tank for anyone who doesn't know, members. Contacts, most of the people Jim banned were his old in real life friends. You can imagine why. Was this leaked before? And bear in mind, all these messages are freely available on Jim's announcement page. There you go. Was this leaked before? Yes, these screenshots were leaked before, however not online, coming back to the previous slide, but to Jim's own school. This resulted in Jim getting disassociated by his in real life friends and his school, leading to him to have to leave his school. It's also worth noting that this was confessed by Jim on his very own server, as pointed out by this handy arrow if you can't see. Did he confess to it beforehand? Yes. This should be the end of the story, but it most likely will not. Jim has already confessed about sexting Blue Skies, the victim, aged 11, an American-year-old girl. He did, however, show quite a few signs of remorse. Allegedly, I will not say too much, but privately, not as much. Feelings of regret and guilt, publicly at least, indicating that perhaps he had not committed a repeat offence post-incident in school. I hope to believe that. To clarify, Jim was in fact 14 years old at the time, since he was confirmed to be happening 1 year ago, just before I met Jim. He is 15 years of age currently. This is Jim speaking to an anonymous user currently. I know who the anonymous user is, but I will not reveal them. Jim probably knows and will be speaking to them after this. It will be revealed later probably why. Jim's lying about the ages and trying to justify the fact by pointed out by this guy, messaging him as Jim was in fact 14 and Blue Skies, the victim, was 11, as also said by Blue Skies themselves. You can even see by the red line, the person knows it's 14 years, 11, then he starts changing the narrative. They're 13 and 12 to make himself look better. It is, everyone knows who was in the situation knows they were 11. This man freely handed all the evidence on a silver platter for people to pick apart. He is freely aware that this girl is 11, and he decided to continue, as shown by the screenshots above and later. Why am I doing this? I personally feel that Jim's fanbase, and my fanbase especially, deserve to be warned about what type of person Jim really is. Trust me, I don't recognize him as a person anymore, after some of the things I've seen him do. Because he's lied to them for a considerable amount of time, me included. And this situation, doing his best to complete damage control through keeping the situation quiet under wraps by banning anyone who had a sly amount of information, even suspected, about the situation. Understandably so, he's got to remove all evidence. It is also to be noted that Jim had lied to his friends about this too, as I mentioned earlier. Jim refused to admit to them about the situation. This time round, Jim tried to convince everyone that the screenshots are fakes. He even describes it as funny. Excuse me, but this is not funny. This is no jokes or laughs. You are grooming an 11-year-old child. This is not a joke. I'm sorry to inform. It's funny. Funny. That should give you an insight on how who he truly is. On to the big question. Is it illegal or only immoral? According to Section 1, Protection of Children Act 1978, yes, it's a UK law. This is not just something in court. You could get tried for this. Not just tried, arrested. You're over the age of 10, Jim. You should recognise what is right and wrong. That is literally the UK law. In the UK, the age of consent for sexual intercourse is 16. However, it is an offence to make, distribute, possess, show or imply any indecent images of anyone under the age of 18. They're 11, Jim. Even if the content was created with the consent of that young person. He is older. Jim had in fact implied the indecent imagery of the child by asking them about sex and if they masturbate. Imagine if you're in year 6 or middle school and someone just says, "Do you masturbate?" What are your thoughts about sex? Think about it. How would you feel? No, not just how would you feel. How would you feel if your friend or ever you just witnessed this happening to them? Can you imagine their mental state after being asked these? Like they grow up having to have this always at the back of their mind, like it's like a shadow that haunts them because they were groomed by a person. Just put that in perspective, if you do not understand. What about Poshmouth83? Despite being a good friend of JimJaminYourFace, Poshmouth83 was unaware of the situation for quite a while and hadn't contributed to any of this. Hence why it is urged to keep a neutral standpoint with Posh. Poshmouth83 has received some hate during his break from YouTube, however he has done nothing compared to what Jim has done. Fishing out the bait. Jim had recently went on to state that the screenshots were fake due to their low quality. As I will disprove later, you can check the Google Docs right now, and later in this video, they are not fake. These are real. You sent them. And these are just real. I don't know how to describe it to you than other You just see for yourself. They're not low quality. This man has never heard of a snipping tool in his life. However, then switching to the narrative, it was being us messaging an alt, or it's fake, or it was 2 years ago. This guy's changing his story every minute. Like, bro, honestly, this guy should write his own book at this point. So, I have some audio recordings to show you. Now, obviously, Jim will attempt to disprove these audio recordings them being AI, but I urge anyone who's got at least a brain regarding at least limited or experienced use of AI voice generation, it is just impossible for them to be this clear that you'll hear in a second. These are actual audio logs. It take months, years worth of JimJaminYourFace's content without music. As anyone who's an actual JimJaminYourFace fan or even watched one of his streams will know he puts music in his streams. It is impossible. Currently, right now, it is still impossible with the amount of content Jim has put out for this to be even close AI, close to being clear. Most of the words he even says in this cannot be AI really generated without a little glitch, you know? So it's impossible. So, let's commence forth with these audio recordings. Jim stated publicly on his server that, again, it was a year old, this incident. Now he claims it's 2 years. He's changing the story. There you go. Now, let's listen to the audio recordings. Still around.mp3. These audio recordings are also available in the description for your personal use.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe those screenshots are like 2 years old and they're still like around.
See what I mean now? What I mean by 2 years old. He says they're still around. He even says publicly in the announcement they're a year old.
I mean, they look well, but it's just not.
Even his friend, this is just before Jim literally shuts down Poshmuff. Even Poshmuff literally agrees that these pretty much are real. You can't really deny, can you? Though, obviously, Poshmuff being Jim's friend, when Jim literally says, no, as you'll see in a second, he immediately switches his tone, rejecting his moral obligation to call out his friend.
I'd speak at all. So it is.
What, you think the screenshots aren't like low quality or anything like that?
Oh no, yeah, they're low quality.
Exactly.
Extremely low quality, but
yeah. That should be the one thing, right? Why are they not high? Why are they not normal quality?
I think Jim should take his normal pills after this one. Normal quality. What do you mean normal quality? How do you decide normal quality? 8K Ultra HD Dobra Ultra? Lad, as shown in the Google Docs in the description and later in this video, you will see this normal quality you're looking for will be pristinely shown to you on a silver platter. Now, okay, no, the rest of the clips are... Oh, wait, no, I think I've got one more.
It's a fake account. Like, I don't know.
It wasn't actually your account.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe those screenshots are like 2 years old.
Unfortunately, he mentions a bit of an alt, but for some reason this audio recording has been slightly chipped off. But you do what you've got, as you can imagine. However, as you can clearly see, he's changing his story rapidly as a way to save his reputation. I still have 2 more, but they're in future things. Here's what I'm doing legal. I'm assuming Jim will call me out. You can't use these without consent. Oh, yes, I can. It's under UK law. I know you have no idea, because, unfortunately, you left school. So, yes, it is legal in the UK, as stated here. Question, can recordings be used as court evidence? Yes, but not just court evidence, as said on the website. You can use these for any case. This is a case. Even non-consensual converted audio or video recordings can be used as admissible evidence in UK law proceedings. This is a law proceeding. For your information, the UK is one of the only Western European countries that allows this. Some last stuff to clarify. Despite there being limited signs of blue skies in existence to people who haven't dug too deep or never heard of them until literally 1 minute ago, she is a real person. You got to at least understand this. This is a real person who's been groomed. A real person whose life is never going to be the same again. I know most people won't really care, But remember, this is an 11-year-old girl. Like, just think about that for a minute. This is sick. Like, some of you guys are 11. Imagine, like someone quite old, literally, trying to groom you. Like, just imagine, they're like, do you masturbate? Do you like sex? Just imagine, you're enjoying your life. And you just have this weirdo, creep, come after you. You want them to go away, but you can't. Also, Jim was using his influence as a content creator, which I will admit, this was before, obviously, some things, but I do regret giving this man a greater platform, slightly. Obviously, this was before I met him, but who knows if he's done anything since, using his increased power as a creator to leverage over younger people. Just deplorable, abhorrent, disgusting. Those are the only words I can describe this as. She's a real person, as multiple reliable individuals have informed me that they have been in contact with her. And by the way, Jim, just giving you a little warning. If you do in fact make a response video to this, denying everything, oh, don't worry. These people will testify. Bear in mind, I'm looking you in the eyes right now. They will testify. There is nothing you can do. I want you to make this response video. You do, and it's over. Okay? Capiche? Now let's continue. It is also worth noting that this situation resulted in Jim leaving his school for this situation a year ago. This backs up the fact that Blue Sky's individual is a real person. And I have coincidentally, I have an audio clip.
Those were made, like, during school. And that is, like... Now you've seen those, I might as well say, that is one of the main reasons I left school. Because, like, I used to get, like, threats all the time. Like, you know. I don't think it was the fact that people believed them. It's the fact that people just wanted something to fucking stir shit about. Like, I don't know, man.
I mean, anyone would fucking want to stir shit if it's this. It's not a case of stirring shit. What you've done is inexcusable. And you're saying, oh, you've been threatened. I mean, it's very, very, very funny, as you call it, because you've been threatening people. Obviously, I can't show all of these threats, because if I do, some of these people will, unfortunately, be in terrible danger if I reveal them during this video. This is why I said in the community post this was an extremely serious video. People's lives can be in serious danger because of what I'm making. Because Jim is not just going to back down, is he? Why would he? Why would he back down? Now, just to give a little bit of an example of someone I know he can't touch, figuratively and literally, here is someone he was beginning to scheme and threaten against.
Yeah.
There will be a gap in the audio as this, for about 25 seconds. Don't know exactly why, but something. They just were silent for 25 seconds. Don't know.
Also, Ion is not very nice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he accuses me of doing shit when in secondary school when he was literally doing it to me. I don't freaking understand.
And here is the silence. Oh dear. Oh, that's even Poshmurph exhaling. Great. Any minute now. Any minute.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about Ion. He's
Honestly, he has no one else, so he's just trying to probably impress everyone else. Because genuinely, like, he after like months of not talking, he just goes, "Hey, you want to play?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then
wait, but I have a question.
Unfortunately, I cannot provide you with the question and the answer, as that's where the audio clip ends. However, this is what really annoys me personally. I know Iron personally, like online, but Poshmurph knows him in real life. Posh is actively denouncing a person he knows in real life, a good friend of his. Imagine doing that. Imagine backstabbing one of your best friends. In real life. I can't stress that point enough. And he's like, there's been threats and stuff. Just to give you a bit of context, you have to take my word for it. This again becomes now a case of my word against his and his. Ion, literally, when I was making this PowerPoint, was literally asking me to be as nice as I can to be posh. But after hearing this audio clip, I can't. I can't. Ion was trying his best to save his friend. But this is how his friend treats him. Disgusting. It's like not as deplorable as what Jim has done, but he's violated, like, common human decency. His friend is actively defending him because he thinks he's like a good friend. And Poshmuff just denounces him, saying, loner. Well, I'm glad, I hope to inform, Ion is doing perfectly fine right now. With us, he's got a good friend. He might have more real friends. I'm glad you left, Grundy. So, let's commence with the continuation of this. So, some last things to clarify. Despite there being limited oh no, I've read this, sorry. I will be ceasing all contact with JimJaminYourFace, as I find this situation completely unacceptable and inexcusable. It's just this. He's groomed an 11-year-old child. It's not an allegation if it's real. It's just not. An allegation is when they're proposing something that this possibly could, but it's been proven real, as will be say here in a second. Jim has claimed that he has gone and received threats for the past 1 or 2 weeks. Again, this man is lying out of his teeth. The crocodile tears that are coming out of this man. He is a man at this point, because that's what he's doing to a child. Man-child. He has also gone and received threats for the past... when this drama has only been brought up online since Tuesday, 12th of September, 8:35. 4 days ago. This man's got some, like... time is, like, non-existent to this man. This, therefore, means that Jim has been deceiving his audience to gain pity points and sympathy from his audience. However, let's go back to a previous point that I didn't fully read. It is also worth noting the situation resulted in Jim leaving his school. He wouldn't leave his school. His school would defend him if it was fake. It's not. It's not. This is real. He just got away with it lightly. He just got a slap on the wrist for basically ruining a child's life. All he got was a slap on the wrist. Like imagine. Some person is grooming your child. And get a slap on the wrist from the education system. Disgusting. It's deplorable. Don't know his school. Can't really help out with anything like this, but thank God, at least, people in real life are safe from this creep. This backs up the fact that Blue Skies is in fact an individual person, as will be proven by testimonies if Jim does decide to make a response. Trust me, I'll be clamping down way harder on you, Jim, if you do make a response. The account is deleted, you can search it up. Look, normal quality for my friend. Normal quality. This isn't even 1080p, this is 2K. 1440p. So, is this the normal quality you were looking for, Jim? It's right here, my good friend. You said we only had 2 screenshots. It's quite a few screenshots, my friend. The account's deleted, but let's read some deplorable messages from JimJaminYourFace. I need to ask you some dirty stuff, so don't mind me. See, this is the type of conversation I would have every night. Alright, go ahead, love. An 11-year-old. Jesus, Blue Skies, I wouldn't expect that off of you, not gonna lie. Yes, do you masturbate? Elaborate what that means. Do you not know, huh? Yes. They don't even know. Disgusting. Do you do that sometimes already? After clarifying. Didn't want to say, but all the time I think of you in that way. Jim, as just a reasonable human being, you should have immediately ceased contact. Stop thinking with your dick, mate. They're 11. You're 14. You're in year 9. they're in year 6. Stop thinking with your dick. Okay, man? Stop thinking with your dick. I thought you were so in... Bro, this is actually disgusting. That's pretty... I'm laughing at how bad this is. What would you want to do but put it in... Oh, God. Quite innocent. Do you touch yourself over me? Bro, EDP over here. Oh, my. Thank you for listening to this video. This was a disgusting video to make. I'm not going to say I didn't want to make this video. I wanted to make this video after I heard about this. I'm not going to lie. It's disgusting. I don't want to be associated with a pedophile. Well, he's not technically a pedophile. He is a... he's not even a nonce. It's what is called minor on minor indecency. This is illegal, by the way. So, as shown here, show and play indecent images of anyone under 18. At least someone had the common decency of calling this man out. But yeah, sorry this is the first video I'm having to make when I come back from YouTube. But you have to sometimes make these. It's hard to make, but I think my audience deserves better. I am ashamed of myself for ever associating with such a fucking creep. Like, bleh. 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 I'm sorry, I'm terminating all connections with you. Bye.